Would you say that this is, and I'm going to use an analogy from a TV show that's pretty popular right now, Stranger Things. Would you say it's almost like kind of like the Upside Down? You say is kind of like the. Have you even watched that show? First of all,
I have, yeah, and
so it's like because the Upside Down is like it's sort of like a I don't know
like
what you want to call it. It's like right, but it's on it's like on the same plane.
Right. So there's views that I think fit kind of along these lines. They end up having, some sort of geometric features to try to explain why we don't have access to heaven. There's a guy named Hudson that has this theory that space is located off in a dimension that we don't travel in. So we can travel up and down, back and forth, right and left. But there's other directions, he calls them ana and kata, just to like give them names. And we don't travel in those directions. The kinds of things that we are keep us in the six directions that we do in fact travel in. But if we were to travel off either ana or kata, then we would run into heaven. So it's separated from us along an extra spatial dimension that we don't have access to, given our nature as three-dimensional beings. That's one way of cashing it out. There's another way of thinking about like the whole Stranger Things approach where it is literally like, it's just all right there, same three dimensions, but there's something that makes it so that those dimensions don't interact. That those realities don't interact in a particular way. One view that I didn't talk about on my interview with Jordan, was what I like to call the divine concurrentist theory of heaven. Divine concurrentism is a very specific theory about how providence and God's interaction with the world works. And to give you just like an example, divine concurrence gets used to explain how certain miracles happen. The idea is that creatures have their own causal powers, as it were. So fire has the power to burn wool. It has this power, but the interaction doesn't happen unless it's concurred with by the divine. So in order for the fire to in fact burn the wool, the causal power needs to be there, be activated, and be concurred with. One model that allows us to place heaven right around us and make sense out of how we're not interacting with it is that the sorts of causal connections that would be required for us to interact with the heavenly realm or vice versa would require various acts of concurrence. And that's just something that we don't have. It's not something that we should expect until the new heavens and new earth, where they're joined together. So that's one type of model. Yeah, so that's how it would be for any way that any interaction would have to be. It all requires concurrence. And so basically the way that we think about laws of nature, you can reinterpret those as general principles or general acts of concurrence that God uses. And then in the coming of the new age, in the coming of the new world, we'd expect those sort of general policies of concurrence to change. That's the rough idea.
Hello, Cameron here. Thanks for watching this little clip. If you want more, there's actually a whole interview this clip came from. Just click the link on the screen. Oh, and by the way, we post 2 to 3 new videos a week. So if you're interested in apologetics at all, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can catch our latest content. And then lastly, remember that Christianity is true.